So we are now back with our another video. For this one you need, again, two colors, a piece of paper, you need your ruler, and you need a protractor. If you do not have one, you can print one offline. I'm actually going to cut it out right now. It's important that this bottom line is as perfect as possible. So if you need to print one out, you can pause it right now. I just got on Google and put print protractor and found it in the images. Good, so I have my protractor. And if I'm doing small lines, I'm gonna want something in the middle. So, like most protractors that you've seen, I'm going to cut out the middle part. Good. So I have a protractor for free and a ruler for free. There is no need to go to the store. Alright, let's begin. We are not, actually, we'll do Mr. J's notes because it's the easiest one. So, title. A summary. And a part for topics or ideas. You're all professionals at this. We have title, space, and topic. Room for a summary. Notice how you spell it, M-M. Okay, so this one will be called Constructing Triangles. Now, one thing we have to know is the angle sum of triangles. So, in any triangle, I'm just drawing anything here. Does not have to be perfect, but since you have a ruler and it's free, why not? So, we have angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. So the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 all equal 180 degrees. So I'm going to put this little note here in red. The angles of every triangle equal so no matter what triangle you have, big or small, every single angle added together equals 180 degrees. Okay? Now let's move on. So the idea of this lesson is just to, pick angle measures and then make them. So we're going to put how to. And this is important for anyone who's not very good with a protractor. So, step 1, we're going to draw a side. With the ruler. Step 2, measure the first angle with a protractor. Okay. Step 3, Draw the second side. Ruler. Step 4. Measure. Second angle. Protractor. Step 5, make sure everyone can see that. Step 5, connect. Final. Sides. Ruler. And this last step, which to me is extremely important, is to check the third angle. You do that with a protractor. And if you did it correctly, all angles should add to equal 180 degrees. Okay, so there are our steps. If you need to stop and copy that, go ahead. This should be a shorter video. Another line. And now we're going to do actual triangle examples. Okay, so I'm going to do some specific ones here. I'm going to say 60 degree, 60 degrees, 60 degrees. So I want my triangle to have exactly. Now, I'm not going to measure this first side. I'm just going to draw a little line. Now, with my protractor, this middle point goes on the end. See that right there? And then you line the protractor up with the line. Okay? Now, okay. So some of them have them differently. As we see, this one starts at 180, but we know each one is 10. So in this case, I'm going to just go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And I'm going to put a little line there. Now I want to have the same distance, sorry. So this one, I'm not going to measure it. If you have a ruler, please measure it. But this one is that long. So I'm going to draw my other side that long. Good. Now I'm going to measure another angle. Now I do not want this to be confusing, but if I started at this side, 60 would be out here. That would give me an obtuse. So I want to start at this side. Well, you can't see that. So if I start at this side, 60 will give me obtuse. So I want to start at this side, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. It's like right there, I'm putting the dot. And then now I'm going to check that. Oh. Okay, so as you can see, it's not perfect because I can't perfectly measure 60, but that's pretty close. So each of these are 60, 60, 60. Good. Now let's try 30, 60, 90. Now for this one, I'm not going to measure the sides. So, I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to measure 30 degrees. I'm going to do it from the bottom one this time. Now, we see this line goes this way, so we actually are starting at 0. So I'm going to go to 30, which is right there. No, I'm not going to measure this. Let's just say I do it like that. Okay? Now I'm not just going to connect these two. because I want exactly 60 and exactly 90. So what I'm going to do is from this one, I'm going to measure 60. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I'm going to put a little dot. I'm going to put this up. Now we see it does not line up. That's okay. I'm going to go about to where it would be. And now this last line I can connect. Because if we're doing specific angles, we don't know the exact. So we have 30, we said. 60. And step 6 is check the third angle. I'm just going to check this. That goes about to 90. We always put a square. And now I'm going to do one more here. I'm just going to make this one weird. Let's say 15 degrees, 62 degrees. And now remember, we have to get 180. So I'm going to do 15 plus 62 is 77. So that means our final one has to be what? 103. Because this added together will give us 180 degrees. So, first line never really matters. Let's switch it up. Let me do it on the bottom here. Now I want 15 degrees. So, I'm going to put this here on the corner. And this lines up with that line. Now, since this line's going that way, we can start here. So we want 15, so 0, 10, and 15 is right here. So from this angle, I'm doing 15. Let's do that, a big one. And to check it, 15 degrees is very small, so your angle should be very small. If your angle is very big, that means you're doing the wrong side of the projector. So now I'm going to rotate my paper, because no reason to work upside down, and I'm going to do 62 degrees. So, point on the point, and have it go that way. Now, the line goes this way, so we're starting this way. So 62, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 62 is right there. Now again, this is not going to line up exactly, so actually I want to see this. So I'm going to go about until where I think that line's going to hit. See? So you can see we almost have a triangle here. Our last thing is just, let's connect that line because we didn't know how long to make it. So this one was 62 degrees. And just for one final check. Ooh, you can't see that? I can see it though. So you're gonna have to trust me. This one goes all the way up to, let's see, we're doing backwards, so we have all the way up to 90, 100, and it says about 5. That's close enough to 103. Remember, it's a paper ruler, it's not perfect. So, if this were a perfect world, that would be 15, 62, 103. Okay? So, there are our notes, constructing triangles, angle sums of triangles, how to, triangle examples, and then again our summary. We're getting used to this now. 3 sentences. Again, 1 good sentence, 1 or 2 here, and if you want to do 1 here, you have your entire notes.